cheating woman wonders if her affair with a married man can possibly survive a global pandemic. I can already hear those honks as she rides in her clown car. This woman is the entire circus. Hello everyone, this is Mr. Obvious, and today on The Guardian, we're going to talk about women who cheat with men, and vice versa. I'm involved with a married man. Will our affair survive the lockdown? We were planning to start a new life together. Now our only contact is a snatched phone call during his daily run. So yeah, we're going to talk about cheating women, cheating men, affairs, and unloyalty. One of the worst things in any relationship. But before all that, a quick word from this week's sponsor.
Zuck the cuck drinks water like a duck, but he also drinks your data. So tell him and Google to shove your data up their schwing-schwangs by downloading the Brave browser. It's free, blocks online advertising, and protects your privacy and data from evil tech companies. You only see ads if you want to see them, and you get cryptocurrency for your attention. Don't let Zuck use you to make a buck. Download Brave by clicking on the link down below.
And we're back. So, what is this woman, like, okay, I'm going to call her a woman, but I'm being polite here because there's a lot of other words I could use. Cheating woman, I'll just say that. It is accurate. It's 5:41 p.m. and I am worried. My boyfriend usually calls me on the dot of 5:30, and during these unusual times, I crave this daily check-in. The thing is, I can't call him. Leo is married. Now, I don't know if his real name is Leo. I don't know if that's a substitute. If it is his real name, it probably wasn't the best idea to use his real name, but, you know, who knows. So she says, Leo is married and in a lockdown with his wife and 2 children. So this woman, the woman who wrote the article, a Miss Anonymous, this woman is knowingly cheating with a man who she knows has a wife and 2 kids. We call these homewreckers. That's exactly what this is. It's a very not a nice thing to do. No, I'm not gonna not blame the man in this situation because I think Leo is kind of in the wrong here, and I really doubt his own innocence. It was hard enough being a mistress. A terrible 17th century word. Would you prefer a 21st century word like thought? Yeah, there's really no nice way to say it. Mistress is a nice word, but nothing else quite fits. Plenty of words fit. Okay, words that start with T, words that start with B, words that start with W, F. I'm pretty sure people can come up with a lot of words for this kind of woman. There's a lot of married women who won't be kind. They're not gonna like the idea. So she says, in peacetime, but COVID-19 has given our relationship a whole new dimension. That just sounds like cheating with extra steps. Leo and I are both writers. We met at a literary festival last June. I am 51, a newly divorced Londoner. With a daughter at university. Leo is 49 and lives near Manchester. Now, one thing that I noticed about this article is that the author kind of makes it seem like she was single herself when she started cheating with this man. But given that she says that her divorce was recent, I believe she was cheating on her husband before they got divorced. And let me guess, she got half of the wealth, alimony payments, after she divorced her husband and cheated on her husband. Now here's the delicious irony. Why does she believe that she can nab another married man, cheat with him, and then hook up with him someday, and then all of a sudden he won't just turn around and cheat on her too? If he was willing to cheat with you, he's probably going to be willing to cheat with other people. And if you are willing to cheat on your husband, you're probably not the most loyal. And trust me when I say this, but there's nothing less attractive to a man than disloyalty. So Leo is 49 and lives near Manchester. I knew from the outset that he was married. What did I tell you? She knew the whole time. He wasn't wearing a ring, but one of our first conversations was about family holidays. I wouldn't say it was love at first sight, but he was funny and clever. Nice looking, yes, but it was more his personality that attracted me. He radiated humorous warmth. Knowing and respecting the rules, parentheses, married men are off limits, I said goodbye to Leo and got into my car. But 2 days later, I was pleased to receive a Facebook message. Yeah, they're boomers, all right. Who even uses Facebook anymore? Witty text led us to WhatsApp and finally a phone call. Soon we were speaking twice a day. often for hours. His wife has a corporate office job. Leo works from home, and he wanted to meet again. I put him off a few times, but we both knew it was going to happen eventually. Yeah, I'm sure you both knew that you were going to cheat, and you're going to, you're going to defile a marriage. Yeah, no, that sounds ridiculous. I think you wanted this to happen, and I think this is how you rationalize it. Well, he wanted to do it too, so it's not my fault. I don't know about that. I think they're both at fault. In November, we had a passionate reunion in London. Yes, we had sex. The first time I had slept with anyone since the end of my marriage. My nervousness soon evaporated, and it was lovely. Mostly, we laughed and talked. Now, there we have it, okay? She cheats. She has an affair with what she knows is a married man, and she feels no guilt, and she doesn't even think twice. If he's willing to cheat, there's no way that we could ever have a future together, and if I'm willing to cheat, there's no way I could ever be in a stable relationship, Now, the next paragraph is really, really interesting, and it makes me think. Leo never says anything negative about his wife, but he insists she is a good person. They have been together since they were 16, and complacency has set in. He feels taken for granted, and they are no longer physically intimate. Any concerns that he wanted me just for sex soon dissolved. Leo is an attractive and successful writer. If he was after a fling, he could have found one nearer his own part of the country, surely. I don't feel great about adultery, it isn't sisterly, and Leo's wife sounds nice. On the other hand, I don't feel guilty. And there you have it. And that's why you're called a homewrecker, because there's no guilt involved. There's no morality. There's no nothing. Now, I don't necessarily believe in morals, but what I do believe is that this person is full of shit. I think it should be called how it is. That's all I'm saying here. She says, I haven't met her, and he says she has reportedly ignored his requests to go to couples therapy. Now, I'm going to tell this to all women. If you don't proceed to have intercourse with your man on a regular basis, don't expect to keep that man. I'm not saying it's right, but men need it. There's no man on earth who has testosterone that doesn't want to do it on a regular basis. Okay, so understand that. You'll save yourself a lot of trouble. Be willing to go the extra mile, because if you don't be surprised if he starts looking elsewhere. That's just how it is. On the same token, you're a man. I feel like you should never let a relationship get devoid of any intimacy, because you're a man. I mean, don't be a pansy. Like, why would you even let that be a problem? I certainly wouldn't. I certainly won't. So, they go on to talk about rendezvous in France and in the UK, and they talk about coronavirus and how it's ruined everything. We have talked several times about the future. Leo is the main carer for his teenage children, and from the start told me they were his priority. So we are planning a life together after his younger child leaves home in about 4 years' time. This makes me respect and love him more. I can't wait. I'm busy with work, friends, my daughter. I know some people will roll their eyes, but Leo tells me his marriage is over, and I have chosen to believe him. To the critics, I would say, what would you do if you met the partner of your dreams, languishing in a marriage past its shelf life? Okay. Look, I get it that some people are more compatible than others, but when you're married to someone for that long, you pretty much made your bed. It's time to lay in it. If you're married for that many years, why not just finish the ride? Like, it's pointless at that point. You're done. You finished. You had kids. You got married. You had a family. All you're going to do is upset your children. All you're going to do is ruin the family reunions. You're going to make things impossible. Why don't you just work shit out? It's been a forever. I just don't understand it. If you weren't happy, you should have left like 1 or 2 years, not 20 years later. Like, what sense does that make? You're old. So how has the global pandemic been affecting this Leo and this woman? Well, read this. We're about to find out. Leo tells me his relationship with his wife has deteriorated further. I don't take pleasure in that. You're a liar. She is understandably anxious and needy. The kids have cabin fever. He is the chef and chief cheer-upper, but this has become wearing. So his poor, anxious, needy wife and his cabin fever kids. You don't care about them at all. You just want them out of the picture. And that's what this woman will never say. She can't wait until he gets rid of his wife and the kids are old enough to leave. She can have them all for herself. At the end of the day, women are greedy, they want to monopolize a man, and they will delude themselves into believing that the married man isn't just using them for intimacy. Well, let me tell you this, there's a really good chance that this is exactly the case, and that the man is lying. Either way, both of these people are bad. Okay, so she goes on to say, I don't know how things will be when we get back to normal. My philosophy is this. If things don't work out between us, I will be very upset but not destroyed. My corona affair. Is that what the kids are calling it these days? Corona affair? That darn coronavirus made me cheat with a married man. My corona affair has taught me that I can love again after a horrible marriage breakup and be loved again in return. Yeah, okay. Because if you failed once, you certainly won't fail twice. Names and details have been changed. Okay, so there you go, my friends. There's your Guardian story of the day. Corona affairs. That's one for the history books. Now, in conclusion, I'm just going to say this. If you think you can have a relationship with a man you had an affair with, you're an idiot. And if you're a man and you want to move on, then just move on instead of cheating. I mean, I think that goes without saying. Don't waste anybody's time. Bite the bullet. Get a divorce. But that's merely the obvious. Well, that's all for now, folks. What do you think about this one? I think both of these characters are in the wrong. It's really astounding. I expect this behavior from younger folks because it's much more common. But to see boomers acting this way, acting like young people with no wisdom and no regard for anybody else, it's astonishing, really. But there you go. Let me know what you guys think about this situation. Now, as always, if you want to support the content that I make, you can join me on Patreon or Subscribestar. I do apologize. I've had a little bit less content lately. I've been busy with school, assignments and whatnot, and, the pandemic life. But if you want to donate, you can do so through DonorBox. I have a Bitcoin address. All of that is down below in the description. I know times are tough, so one of the best things you can do is share the video, post it on social media, post it on Reddit. I don't really care where you post it. Post it anywhere you think people will maybe be interested. If you like it, subscribe, comment, and of course, hit that bell button for notifications. It doesn't always work, but it's supposed to work, so tap that bell button like you're tapping a nice round bottom. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Have a great day. This has been Mr. Obvious, and I'll see you all next time.